if we have a relationship with the government and government level, but what is the High Commission doing to sort of promote or enhance contacts between people and people?
Well, we have a whole range of different activities that we do, including, if I may say so, coming here to talk to you and to talk to your viewers. Our development programs are actually, they're out working in the schools, they're out sort of meeting local people. Our political officers, if all we did was sit in our offices in Islamabad and talk to diplomats and government figures. And I think actually one of the things, to pick up my point from earlier about the relationship between Britain and Pakistan, is we are, I think, probably almost uniquely placed to be able to use people-to-people links.
Why? How do you say that? Why?
Well, everywhere I go, I grew up in London. There was a very vibrant Pakistani community. I had dinner only the other evening with a gentleman who is a British Pakistani, so he's a British citizen as well, and he's a county councillor. And he received an MBE from the Queen. His daughter, they come from Punjab, his daughter received an award here, and they sort of symbolise. So when we go to the UK, we meet them, they come here, we have an opportunity to meet sort of the community through things like that. And we had a campaign which we've been running called Celebrating Connections through our sort of...
I was about to ask you about that. What is that project? Because while researching on you, I came across that. What is that project?
Well, exactly as it says. The idea was to encourage people to send us details of personal connections, stories of achievements by Pakistanis. We've been running a series of different events around celebrating connections. So it's designed really to say, yes, we have a very formal, very good bilateral relationship at the government-to-government level, but one of the things that makes our relationship as broad and as deep is the business links, it's the student links. I think, is it still running? We've had a photograph campaign where people can send in photographs that they thought symbolised the relationship, and that included students graduating, buildings, events, and then asked people to vote. And as a result, our Facebook page is now the most visited Foreign Office post Facebook page, which I think says something about the relationship.
So how long has this project been going on? When was it initiated?
It was initiated in January or February. January
of this year. It's a fairly recent thing.
Fairly recent, and we're just evaluating.
So what's the target with it? Like, what do you want to achieve through this project?
We wanted to draw attention to the relationship, to the warmth, to the individual stories. We wanted to do something that would engage ordinary people in Pakistan. So instead of, us saying, well, this is what I think, or the ambassador, what do you think? What do you think makes the relationship special? How do you see the relationship? And I think it really has captured the imagination of a lot of people. The feedback we've got on it from the people who visit our site.
Why haven't you sort of advertised it properly? Because not many people know about it.
Well, I'll have to ask my team. I mean, I think partly it was a 3-month project to see whether or not we could build on it. We're evaluating the results. I think the results are very positive. So, I mean, I'm hoping that your program here might actually help encourage that. I think there's sometimes a danger that you sort of, perhaps you sort of rush off with a big ambitious project and then it falls flat. So we wanted to do something and see if it caught the imagination. We think it has.
So I mean, so you have a fairly a long time to go. I mean, how long is your posting here?
2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years. So it's still you're not even midway as yet.
No.
So you're just starting out. So what are your plans for Pakistan, and what do you want to achieve during your time here? During
my time here, I really want the education work to take off. I'm very excited about. I was sitting next to a businessman on the plane coming down from Islamabad to Lahore, who was talking about his ideas for sort of business ventures in the UK. I want to see, I think there's a great deal more trade either way. Our Prime Ministers have set a target of increasing bilateral trade by 2015. I want to do that. But I want to get out and be able to meet people in Pakistan and help, as you say, to come back to the point you made earlier, help people in the UK to see the other side of Pakistan. I want Pakistan to have a brighter and better future. Everywhere I go, the people here are, you know, I sometimes visit schools, and these amazing children who are able to talk. I'm so ashamed. My Urdu is really very poor. And these,
but are you learning?
I'm learning. I'm almost embarrassed to use it in company. And I meet these children who are 10, 11, 12, and they are able to talk to me about their hopes and their dreams. They want to be engineers, they want to be designers or sportsmen, or, you know, and it's so inspiring. So I want, over the course of my posting, I want to be able to get out and about. Someone said to me, Islamabad is 10 kilometers from Pakistan. I think that was the most useful advice I was given. So I think I have an important role in Islamabad, but I think actually the more I can come out and work with ordinary people.
So education is one area that UK is focusing in, but what about women empowerment?
Oh.
Usually we've seen that when women have come onto such positions as yours, they've sort of focused on women empowerment.
Yes, I mean, it's clearly a sort of important theme, and we do a lot of work with some of our outreach. I believe there's a party of parliamentarians at the moment, including Pakistani women parliamentarians, going to the UK. So yes, and as a woman, although I'd like to think that, you know, one doesn't have to struggle, it's self-evident that women have equal rights. Actually, you come here, and I think it's not for me as a Western diplomat to shout at the Pakistanis through a megaphone. I think the more I can do to support women who are making the case, and to say, yes, I will make the case, but in a way that's helpful, in a way that doesn't actually make people think this is an imposed Western agenda.
So you let us take the lead then?
I think on many things, the role of, you know, a friend is to support, not. So yes, we're very happy to work with you. And I think one of the strengths of our relationship is that it is a partnership. So it's not about one of us telling the other one necessarily what to do publicly. We might have quite frank disagreements privately if need be. But I see actually, and particularly around women's empowerment, I'd like to think that by what I do, I help that, and by the support that we can bring to the people who are working for it, some of whom are women, but some are also, you know, there are a lot of men who are also working for this too. So
it's recently, so the Prime Minister of Pakistan recently visited the United Kingdom. So are we expecting any high-level state visits from the UK to Pakistan?
Yes, because one of the things that the two Prime Ministers have done is we have a very structured dialogue. The Prime Ministers visit once a year to take account of what's happened, and then in between that there are a series of visits in either direction by ministers. So as far as I can tell, in my time here, whenever a British minister comes to Pakistan, they can't wait to come back. So I have absolutely no doubt that there will be a long line of British ministers continuing to come and Pakistani ministers going to the UK.
But there's nothing firm as yet planned as
There's
yet.
nothing I can announce as yet.
Okay, so we're coming towards the end of our program. So let's talk about Lahore. Is this your first trip to Lahore, or you've been here before?
I was lucky enough to get down here before. I came in the beginning of April, and I came not on an official visit, so I was as close to being an ordinary tourist.
So this is your first official visit?
First official visit. So but I had 4 days here, and I was able to see the Badshai Mosque, the fort, Jahangir's tomb, the Shalimar Gardens. I spent a good morning at the Lahore Museum, wandered around the old city, and really got a good sense of Lahore, just, you know, as close as you can get to someone who doesn't live here. So
I think a lot of Lahoris would want me to ask you this: do you prefer Lahore more or Islamabad?
Oh, what a question! They're very different. Islamabad is a very comfortable place to live. The traffic is a great deal less scary than in Lahore, I have to say. There's much less traffic unless you go to Rawalpindi. And I've had, in Lahore, there are a few moments, I don't know how the traffic keeps moving, but it seems to. They're so different, but Lahore is wonderful. As I say, I can see why my grandfather loved it, and the opportunity actually. You know, there are things, and he had visited the Lahore Museum because he'd read Kim when he was a boy, and I was a child and didn't want to read Kim, but being able to go somewhere where my grandfather visited and that he'd enjoyed.
So will we be seeing you more often here then?
Oh, I very much hope so.
So are you enjoying your time in Pakistan?
Very much so. I think I've got one of the best jobs in the Foreign Office.
Really? So what do you enjoy most in Pakistan then? Last question then.
Last question.
We'll leave you with that.
What do I enjoy most? It's the people. And I know that sounds trite and that's what you might expect, but actually it's the people. They're friendly, they're hospitable, they're cosmopolitan, and they've made me feel so welcome.
And thank you for being with us, Excellency. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
And we hope you enjoy your time in Pakistan and in Lahore.
I'm sure I shall, but thank you.
Thank you.